Have you ever spent 20 minutes just editing a single photo and you get to the point where you're pushing sliders around, but all that happens is it makes the photo just look a little bit different, but not any better? I used to think that great edits happened because photographers knew which kind of Lightroom settings to use over others. But after editing thousands of photos myself, I realized that it was something completely different. The best photographers don't know a secret hack or trick. They just simply know when to stop. And today I want to show you 3 questions that I personally ask before I export any photo. Because once these 3 questions are answered, I completely stop editing. See, here's the trap. Lightroom gives you dozens of sliders to use inside of multiple different panels. And that can kind of create this illusion that every single one of these needs to be used. So photographers just keep searching. More contrast, less contrast. I want it warmer, I want it colder. More saturation, less saturation, until eventually they're no longer improving their image. They're just changing the look altogether. That's why I personally don't judge an edit based off of how many adjustments I made. I judge it by whether it's answered these 3 questions. The first thing I ask is, does every color belong? Great photos rarely feel random. Even if someone has never studied color theory, they can still tell if the colors feel disconnected. Every strong edit has one visual language, and that's really what a color palette is. It's not a set of colors, but it's a group of colors that feel like they belong together. Like if we were to edit a photo like most photographers, just pushing the colors that we like, maybe objectively we could get to a point where this looks decent. But if I'm looking to create something that stands out to a viewer and is visually and aesthetically pleasing, then I'm going to intentionally fit my colors into a color palette. Whether that's going to be a complementary, a split complementary, or analogous, I'm going to shape my colors around that color palette to convey the type of feeling that I want in my scene. See, you always want to think about the process from a viewer standpoint and how they're going to feel when they see your photo. So once the colors all feel connected, I stop looking at color and I start looking at attention. Every great photograph tells the viewer where to look first when they see that shot. The question is though, are you the one that's going to be making that decision? And the best way that we can intentionally make these decisions is by drawing attention to our subject by both lighting and color. And so like you can see in my scene here, I've completely desaturated the colors in the background. So I've desaturated my yellows and I've desaturated these oranges. Now, this isn't always going to be the case where you're going to desaturate all your colors this much. This was only specifically for this look and for this grade. But you can see here, when I reset those colors, like my yellow and my oranges, you can see how much attention is drawn to the rest of the photo. And so by decreasing the saturation, we are now drawing less attention to these areas like the rocks, like the background up in here, and we're smoothing over the skin tones. So once I reset these, now you can see that everything starts to blend a whole lot nicer, especially with this look and with this grade. Now, when it comes into the point of drawing attention to the subject, because we don't really have a lot of color in this photo is pretty muted. So what we can do is we can actually draw attention with lighting, because our eyes are most attracted to the brightest and most saturated parts of a photo. But for a photo like this, where we don't have a lot of saturation, what we're going to do is draw attention with masks to our subject. So if I turn the mask off for the entire photo here, and then turn the mask on, you can see here that we're getting a lot more attention to our subject. This photo right here looks fine. It looks fine in terms of a grade, but it looks pretty flat. Like the subject blends into the background. And so what we want to do is draw attention to them by brightening them up. And so what I did is I brought a radial gradient from the side here, bringing light down to my subject, darken the outer parts of my frame, like here and here, and then created a subject selection over top of the subject to brighten them up. And what that did is it drew attention to the subject. And so this is probably one of the most slept on things in the editing process, because going from a photo where we've got something like this and then turning it into like this final finished version, this looks so much more finished, so much more poppy, less flat. Like, yes, our color grade was dialed in and yes, everything looks great, but then to get it over the edge to like that final version, to know when we're finished, this is intention, drawing attention to the subject. Editing isn't about making a whole image just look beautiful. It's about creating that visual hierarchy where the viewer knows where to be looking when they see your photo, instead of the photo just kind of feeling flat. And finally, I asked myself, does this still feel believable? Cinematic doesn't mean unrealistic. The strongest color grades still respect the environment that they were taken from. If the lighting was overcast, but the colors completely neglect that, then your brain's going to notice. Maybe not consciously, but it will notice. Great editing can definitely stretch reality, all without breaking it. See, for example, like a shot like this where I've got really warm sun here, And then I've got like a little bit of a darker sky over to my right. There's like a lot of contrast going on with this photo. And so all that I did was follow it, especially with my grade. So if I turn the grade off, turn the grade on, all I'm doing is basically following after exactly what this scene is giving me, and this feels believable to the shot. Now, for example, if I was going to be pushing a really heavy look and a really heavy grade like I did in the shoot, and let's say that I want to take this raw photo from right here and make it look like it was a night scene or even kind of into that blue hour, dusk hour, that is personally within our control. And the reason why I could pull this off versus maybe a different environment is because of where the shot landed. We had a lot of deep shadows already in our photo. So like if I go to the raw, we had some deep shadows going on in here. Yes, we do have the sun and bright highlights in behind our subject, but what we needed to do is lower the luminance and make sure that our lighting matched the color grade. And so if we want to start creating these looks and start pushing something that feels believable, then we want to make sure that both our lighting and our color emphasize what kind of look and feeling we're trying to push. So if I'm trying to push something that feels very much so like this dusk blue hour, then I need to make sure everything matches. But for example, if I were going to be creating around like a natural scene to match the rest of our photo set, this would be the look that I'd be creating. And this feels definitely more natural to the scene. But I just want to show you that yes, we can push something that is super heavy, but we need to make sure that everything still feels believable in that scene. Because if, for example, we were pushing it and the lighting was still bright, like something like this, then that's not going to make sense. Like if I pull these up side by side here, the one on the left feels to make sense because the whole scene is dark. That's how it naturally would be. But if we have something with bright highlights in the back here, then that's not going to make sense. And so no matter what type of look we want to create, we want to make sure that the entire scene as a whole, within the color and the lighting, both match to make this feel completely believable. So I want you to notice something. None of these questions had anything to do with Lightroom. They weren't, did I use the color wheels? Did I use the curves? Did I push enough sliders? Every single question was about the photograph itself. And that's because Lightroom doesn't make decisions. You do. So before you export any image, ask yourself these three things. Do the colors belong? Does my eye land where it should? And does it feel believable? If your answer is yes, then stop editing. Because great edits don't happen when you've finished moving every single slider. They happen when every adjustment supports the original vision. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos just like this, then be sure to subscribe, and I've got another video that I think you'll really like, so I'll see you over there. All right, peace.